Hey everybody, what's up? It's Ramona here and welcome to a new episode of Get Into It. Today's May 13th. Am I getting that right? 14th. Okay, it's just been one of those weeks. I'm screwed up on my days. I'm screwed up on the time. I was supposed to be on here 25 minutes ago, so I'm so sorry. If you guys came and we were like, where is she? Hopefully you're still coming back to catch the replay. Today I want to bust some myths. Okay, there's a lot of stuff out there circulating about intuition. I've had a lot of people say they're very confused about certain things, and some of the stuff that I see and read pretty much makes my hair want to curl sometimes. So I want to clarify some things today. I want to clear up some mistruths, and that way you guys can have better clarity and understanding of this mysterious thing called your intuition and how to use it so that you can actually get clear and accurate messages, because that's the whole point of it, right? All right, so I'm going to go through these pretty quickly. I'm going to cover the top 3 myths. We can kind of play along if you want with the true and false. So first thing I want to ask you is, do you need to meditate in order to hear your intuition? So go ahead and type in true or false, or a T or an F. Let me know what you think. Is it necessary that you have to still your mind and get quiet in order to receive some kind of an intuitive message? So feel free to type that in and let me know. But I'm going to give you the answer, guys. The answer is no. You do not have to meditate. In fact, I mean, it's helpful. It definitely helps you develop that sort of clarity with your intuition, but it is not necessary. In fact, there's many times when I have received very clear messages from my intuition and I wasn't anywhere clear to being in a meditative state. So that is not a necessity, but that's something you hear a lot, you know, in different circles, what's shared in workshops. And again, it's a tool. It helps you to start to kind of recognize some of those intuitive messages, but it is not a necessity. All right, so hopefully that clears that all up. And the best part about that is then, you know, you're not sort of having to be a captive audience, or you're able to use your intuition on the fly, like at every moment, not waiting until you can be quiet and still and tune in and all of that, right? That would kind of make it a pain in the ass, more or less, to be able to only hear your intuition in those instances, right? All right, so the next one is, let me just check. Yes, is it true or false that you are born with intuition? Anybody want to hazard a guess? True, false? You can type it in. The answer is true. Everybody is born with intuition. It is not a gift. It is not something bestowed on you with magic sprinkles. It is not for the chosen few, okay? We are all born with this. However, what typically happens is as we go through our childhood, young adulthood, by the time we've reached into our teens, the switch for intuition kind of gets turned off. And that can be for a number of reasons. It can be because of things we heard and were taught growing up. It could be because of certain belief systems, right? So the good news is, if your switch is off, you can turn it back on, right? It's not that you're broken or you're one of the ones that's sorry, you kind of didn't get that gift. Like I said, it's for everybody, but only certain people choose to develop it. So it is like a muscle. You have muscle in your body, right? Certain people choose to develop their muscles or work their muscles and make their muscles really strong so that they work well for them. And other people, that's not a priority, so they don't do that, right? So that's how you can look at intuition. You have it. If you really want to get it working and working well, you need to exercise it. And that means actually using it daily and doing intuition exercises so that you can strengthen it. Hi, Linda. Nice to have you here. And I'm sorry, I apologize if you were here earlier and I wasn't here. I don't know what happened to this day. I got into a bit of a time warp and I looked up at the clock and I was like, whoops. So my apologies. But I'm here now. And if you're coming in partway through, please go back and catch this from the beginning so you can get the other myths that I am busting today. So we've covered off, do you need to meditate in order to hear messages from your intuition? Is everybody born with intuition? And the last and final one that I want to cover is intuition mean your gut feelings? Because you hear this a lot, right? Tune into your gut, trust your gut, listen to your gut, everything's gut, 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 right? So Linda, do you want to hazard a guess? Do you want to say, put in true or false? Is it true or false that intuition is a gut feeling? Let me know what you think. I'm just curious to know what other people think, because like I said, I hear things out there and I see things out there. All right, so the answer is false. Okay, it's false. It's true and false, actually, I should say. So some people are feelers, meaning the primary way they do receive messages from their intuition is through what they feel. That's physical feelings and emotional feelings, right? But there's a whole schwack of other people out there that, hey, Jennifer, or is it Randy? I don't know who's on, but hey. There's a bunch of people out there who receive intuitive guidance and it's not through their gut, right? They are people who might see things, right? So that could mean they see it in things around them, in like real life stuff. It could be while they're meditating. It could be they kind of see it playing out like a movie in their mind's eye, or even they might get intuitive messages while they're dreaming, but it's all through sight, through things that they see, right? There's other people like myself who get things through things they hear, right? So that's something else. Again, it could be your own thoughts that you hear, but it's kind of confusing in a way. It is a thought, but you're actually hearing it. It's not so much in your head, it's more like in your ear, and it is something that is a strong enough thing that it grabs your attention. So it's not just kind of coming and going like thoughts do, where you don't really pay attention to them. This one you pay attention to. And it can also be things you're hearing in your environment as well. Things that people are saying, things that, if you hear a song over and over again on the radio and you're like, what is up with that? Google the lyrics. Often there's a message there, something there for you. Okay, so, and then there's people who get intuitive guidance through like a knowingness. You might know some of these people, they're just like, I just know. I know like I know, and I don't question it. I just have this knowingness. Right, and it said that a lot of the world's great inventors were this way. They got these downloads, if you will, of information, and they just had a knowingness of like, this is gonna work. And then they just persevered. Like, I forget what the stat is on how many failures, Edison had creating the light bulb. Like it was up in the thousands, right? Like it didn't work, but he didn't care. He just kept going because he knew he had a knowing. There was something to that idea that he had. So gut feelings are a way, but they're not the way that you might be receiving messages from your intuition. And for some, that might be a bit of an aha moment or a big mind blow where you're like, oh, frick, no wonder I wasn't feeling like I had a good connection with my intuition, because everybody's telling me tune into your gut or trust your gut, and I'm not getting anything in my gut, right? So I hope that makes sense. Like I said, if you came on partway through, go back and listen from the beginning, because I covered off some other myths that kind of drive me crazy when I keep hearing this stuff out there, people saying things about intuition, and I'm like, don't be talking about things if you don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, now you have clarity around that. So go back, have a listen, and if you would like to understand a little bit more about how you can actually trust your intuition, because it's one thing to have it and recognize it, but if you're not trusting it, you're not following it, and that's kind of missing the whole point. So if you're struggling in that area, like a lot of people do, and you're like, I don't know if I can trust this. Is it really my intuition? Is it me making up this crap in my head? I have a guidebook that walks you all through that. It's free. If you want to get your hands on it, just text the word guidebook, one word. Don't text anything else, just that word guidebook, and text it to 587-800-4323. I'll say it one more time. So it's 587-800-4323. And I think if you're in the States, you have to put a 1 in front. So it'd be 1587. Okay, if you're in Canada, don't worry about that. And you'll get the guidebook. And then that'll start to really get more clarity around this whole thing about intuition so that you can start using it, because it is like having a superpower. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of like having a real life easy button. And if you choose to use it and develop it, like I said. So go nuts, guys. Start using it, start working it, build that muscle. And thanks for watching. And we'll see you next Tuesday for another episode of Get Into It. Thanks for watching.